Doing his thing. That's what my dad's short play, Blessed Be, is all about. A Nisei poet drives 50 miles out of town just so he could read his poetry and do his thing. The play, written in the mid-1970s, delves into the inner qualities of what it's like to be Japanese American and to be Nisei in the post-war era. In his introduction to the play, my dad said, "There's something I really like about this play." I think he really liked the play because it's really all about him, a Nisei poet, and his wife, my mom, Sadako Kashiwagi. And the play is based on a real-life incident that happened at our house in the Sunset District in San Francisco in the mid-1970s. About a year before he passed, my dad, he asked me to take a look at this play and another short play called A Window for Aya. He thought the themes would really resonate with Japanese Americans and that our Grateful Crane audience would really enjoy seeing them. But sadly, he passed away about a year ago, and then COVID-19 hit, and you know the rest. Theater's been shut down, we've been shut down, and had to go virtual. But then I started thinking about my dad's plays. It turns out he wrote 3 plays featuring Nisei couples. And it turns out within Grateful Crane we have 3 real-life couples sitting at home, living together safely in their at-home bubbles. So I thought, what if we had these real-life couples read these couples plays and call it Couples by Couples, a virtual play reading series in tribute to Nisei playwright Hiroshi Kashiwagi. And so this evening, we're happy to present to you the online premiere of Blessed Be, the first of our virtual series in honor of Hiroshi Kashiwagi, featuring Grateful Crane favorites Haruye Ioka and Ping Wu. And following the video, you'll get to see my dad read some poetry from the 2018 Tule Lake Pilgrimage, courtesy of Hiroshi Shimizu of the Tule Lake Committee. So taken together, you have the play about the poet doing his thing. Then you have the poet himself, Hiroshi Kashiwagi, doing his thing for the very last time at the 2018 Tule Lake Pilgrimage at age 95. And now please enjoy Blessed Be and some poetry by Hiroshi Kashiwagi.
Not a tie.
Yes, a necktie. Didn't you know it was back in style?
You mean since this morning?
Well,
Whatever happened to the sports shirt idea?
that was last night.
Oh, sure. In the hard light of day, the best laid plans.
Okay. I looked at the map this morning after I took a shower, and the place I'm going to is 20 miles out of Oakland.
20 miles from Oakland? Why, that's 40 miles from here.
Yeah, way out in the boonies, as the kids would say.
Oh.
And I'm sure the people there are mighty proper.
And conservative.
I suppose.
And it's Sunday morning at the church.
Yes, at the church.
So you decided to play it safe with a coat and tie.
You might say that. Besides, I'll have trouble enough trying to hold their attention. There'll be 4 generations in the audience. These say, who will be listening politely, but probably won't understand much of what I'll be reading. The Nisei, if they come at all, will understand, I suppose.
If you're not too esoteric and obscure.
Okay. I'll only read the ones that are clear to you.
Yeah, the simple ones.
Anyway, the Sansei will be listening, but they might not understand the references to the Issei and Nisei.
You mean the good old days?
Yeah. And the Yonsei, the kids, they'll be running around. I tell you, it ain't gonna be easy.
Read some of the funny ones.
Funny ones?
Yeah, that should hold 'em.
This is at church, remember?
So, the sermon's over, isn't it?
I suppose it's after the service.
Then you want to give him some relief, some diversion from all that heavy stuff.
Maybe you're right. Some humor and maybe a little sex.
Sex?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
In good taste, of course.
Well, I'm glad I won't be there.
This might be fun after all.
I see you're getting into the spirit of it. Here, have some juice. I know you have to have it before your coffee.
Oh, yes. Everything in its rightful place.
Why do you have to have orange juice before coffee? Ugh.
You want me to explain?
No. I guess I'm not quite awake yet.
So we won't go into it.
What?
About the orange juice before coffee.
No, I heard it before. How about some breakfast?
You think I should?
It's up to you. You know your stomach best.
I think I'll have some.
You sure?
Yeah.
Eggs?
Yeah.
How?
What do you mean?
How do you want them cooked?
Oh, I don't care.
You don't care? Sunny side up? Over easy? Nah. Poached? Omelet? Yes, how about an omelet? That should be safe and settling.
Omelet. Okay. I'll have some omuretto.
What?
Omuretto.
Oh, and kohi?
Yes, kohi. And I'll have some ishiketto too.
What was that?
Biscuits. Bisuketto.
Oh! I'll have you know my biscuits always turn out well. Besides, it was only that one time that Mama's biscuits were hard.
As hard as a rock. So your father said, Mama no bisuketto was ishiketto-chan. Your old man was some character.
That he was.
This is good, honey. Jeez, I wish I didn't have to go this morning. Then I could really enjoy this breakfast, knowing I'll be sitting around reading the paper. Instead, I have to get into my monkey suit and drive 50 miles, get up in front of strange people and act like some smart-ass poet from San Francisco.
You don't have to go, you know.
I know, but I told them I would.
Why do you get yourself into these things in the first place?
I don't know.
Well, I know. You just don't know how to say no.
It's not true.
Of course it's true. We've been over this many times before. Why can't you just say no?
No. 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 It's not that easy. Especially when they tell me what a great poet I am and how everyone is dying to hear me read.
I know you always fall for that line.
Well, I can't anticipate a headache 3 weeks ahead. It's always 3 weeks ahead. Well, I don't plan that far ahead. What can I say?
Just say you're busy. If you're such a great poet, you must be busy.
Remember, he's calling long distance.
Sure, he's calling long distance to impress you, to flatter you, and confuse you so you'll say yes and have you on the dotted line.
Oh, there'll be a chat.
Next time they call, be agreeable just the way you always are. Say, uh-huh, ah, uh-huh. Then tell him, let me think about it.
Hey, that's great. I'll remember that next time.
Please do. Because I know as soon as you hang up, you change your mind and complain. You know, deep down, I don't think you mind going. I don't think you mind doing it. That's why you can't refuse.
It's not so bad once I'm there. In front of the people, most of whom I've never seen before. I try for communication. Hope that what I say or do will reach them. That I'll strike some familiar common chord. And if there's a murmur, a chuckle, a nod, it's enough to keep me going.
You always do fine, honey.
When it's over. That's the best time. You know, when I used to work 10 hours a day as a 14-year-old kid, 5 hours before noon, an hour for lunch break, and 5 hours in the afternoon. At the end of the day, I'm dusty and tired and hungry. But I forget all that going home. Standing on the back of the truck, the wind hitting my face, blowing my hair back. It wasn't the money I earned, which wasn't much. The money's gone, but the memory remains. The ride home from work. Driving back is something like that. I know the car is going 55 miles an hour.
I'm sure it's 55 miles.
But I don't even know I'm driving. I'm singing.
Singing? I didn't know you sang.
You know I don't. It's the spirit that sings.
Ah, the poet. I forgot.
But it's the going, the getting up and going that's so hard.
That reminds me. You better give yourself plenty of time. You know how you are about getting to strange places.
Well, I won't have you along to give me wrong directions.
Ho. Lots of luck. You're on your own today, and it's way out in the boonies, remember?
Oh, it's easy. I checked it on the map. It's just a mile off the freeway. That was a great breakfast, honey. Even without the ishiketo. Uh-oh. It doesn't look like I'll be going anywhere this morning.
Why?
Look.
What is it?
Some crazy van is blocking our driveway.
It must be that hippie I saw driving up last night. I thought he'd be gone by now.
Oh, one of our neighbor's friends, huh? Her one-night stand.
Daddy!
How inconsiderate of you, you old goat.
They never think about others, do they?
Have we ever blocked someone's driveway? I mean, by mistake?
Are you kidding? We wouldn't dare make such a mistake.
No, we wouldn't.
Why?
Because we have a reputation to uphold.
Yes, a reputation as model citizens and responsible people.
We do tend to overcompensate.
How do they get away with it? Loafing, living on welfare, and food stamps?
It's a different lifestyle.
I'll say it's different.
Why do we have to prove ourselves over and over again?
Because we're not like them. Because we're not privileged as they think they are. We don't have the Almighty on our side.
So their dog can shit on our lawn.
And we clean up.
All I can say is, they're losing some of their humanity.
And I think we have too much humanity.
We are overqualified at that.
Daddy, what time are you supposed to be there?
10. The program starts at 10.
It's almost 9 now.
There's still time. An hour should be plenty to get there.
What are you waiting for? You think that hippie's gonna suddenly look out the window and notice his VW van's blocking our driveway and he's gonna rush down and move it with profuse apologies?
No, I don't suppose he'll do that. I suppose he'll sleep through it all.
That is, if you let him. Well?
It's kind of early for Sunday morning. Let him sleep a bit. Maybe I could maneuver out somehow.
I can't see how you're gonna do that unless you suddenly sprout wings or become a helicopter.
No, I guess I can't do it. That darn PG&E pole's in the way.
You mean that van is blocking our driveway? Daddy, if you're not gonna call him, I will.
Wait.
What do you mean, wait?
There must be a way.
The only way I know is to wake him up.
We don't have her number, do we?
I'll look it up.
Do you know her name?
I'm gonna knock on her door.
No!
What is it now, Yosh?
But,
Do you think they'll hesitate a moment if they were in our shoes?
no, but we don't have to stoop to their level.
Yosh, are you trying to make this an excuse not to go?
Do you really think that? Well, I've made a commitment. And once I make a commitment, I keep it, no matter what.
How well I know that.
But more than that, I'm going because I have to go.
Oh?
Remember how I used to complain about my supervisor?
Yes. You were miserable and you made life miserable around here, too.
Well, I don't do that so much now, do I?
No, you don't. What happened?
We made a truce. An uneasy one, but a truce just the same.
Oh?
I stopped fighting her.
Thank goodness for that.
Remember the battles I used to tell you about?
Oh, do I ever? I thought you'd be thrown out of the department any day.
That's when I cared. When I was interested and concerned about my work. But no more. I finally learned that the only way to get along with that woman is to play the fool. The perfect Oriental fool. Never question her word. Always agree with everything she says, no matter how dumb or stupid. Do exactly as she wants. No more, no less. And when she snips at me, never react. Because that's the worst thing to do. That's exactly what she's waiting for, so she can get back at me, so she can chop me up into sengiri daikon, so she can grab me by the balls. She don't get that privilege anymore. Now, I don't say I'm not interested in the job, because it's bread and butter for us. It's a job, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. But there's less concern now, and even less imagination, and no input, absolutely no input. Sometimes I know she's desperate for ideas, but she don't get none from this boy, not from this inscrutable Oriental.
Does she know what you're up to?
Hardly. I don't think she's that perceptive. But you know, I pay an awful price.
Price?
You remember how I used to enjoy getting up in the morning and going to work? Not anymore. Remember how I used to enjoy the work and how the days used to pass quickly? Not anymore. Now the days are so long and the boredom, the tedium is unbearable.
Oh, honey.
That's why I have to do my thing. Write poetry. That's why I have to go 50 miles, 100 miles, and do my thing.
I understand. I remember it now. Her name. It's Cole. C-O-L-E. Oh! There's a million Coles.
Check the address.
I hope she's listed. Here it is. I believe this is it.
Oh, honey, take it easy.
I know.
After all, she's our neighbor.
Oh, don't worry. I'm just going to tell him to move the goddamn van. Oh, hello. I'm your next door neighbor. Is your mother there? Could you get her? It's her kid. You go and get ready. Oh, I'm your next door neighbor. There's a van blocking our driveway. Yes. Do you know anything about it? Well, could you have it moved right away so my husband can back out? Thank you. They sounded sleepy. I guess I woke them up. Serves them right.
I suppose the old man's pulling on his jeans right now.
If he's awake.
He sure is taking his sweet time about it.
I hope you won't be late.
It's okay. Oh. There he comes now.
Long hair, beard, unkempt, unwashed, t-shirt, jeans, and no shoes. Ugh.
He does look a bit sheepish. Yeah, I hope the van starts. The engine's cold. Oh, there it goes.
Do you see what I see?
What?
On the rear bumper.
I'll be damned. Save the whales and harpoon a Honda.
And look what's scrawled on the back door. Blessed be the meek. Blessed be... Knock 'em dead, honey.
Piss on target. Shake it. Don't flush. That's ecology. In our house of boys and one sit-down mommy. I'm going to read 3 poems that I wrote last year so that they're fairly recent poems. I hope that you will be purchasing after this event in the sales room. I have had them printed up and I've autographed them. So maybe you could put them up in your bathrooms. This is titled Fences. We've lived with a fence all our lives. First at Arboga prison, then at Tule Lake concentration camp. I mean, a barbed wire fence 8 foot high, with guard towers and searchlights after dark, manned by soldier guards with guns. Don't try them. Don't even go near the fence, or the guns would explode in your face. Even after our release, there was a fence, but you were free. I mean, a symbolic one, to ward off the disdain and contempt of people in our own community. So we built an imaginary fence, never mentioned Tule Lake, that we were segregated as disloyals and troublemakers, and held back at Tule Lake because we protested the injustice of the incarceration, because we said no, no to the loyalty questions, because we asserted our rights as American citizens. Now, yet another fence at Tule Lake is proposed, this time a real one, to cut off access to the campsite, the source of our painful memory, a sacred place we return to for remembrance, for solace, for healing. Furthermore, it is a national historic site and a lasting reminder of our government's failure, where the government admitted its failure, a reminder never to happen again. So Tule Lake must remain a national historic site as it is, without a fence, accessible to all Americans. No fence around it, not another fence. This is titled Dust Storms at Tule Lake. Dust storm, what, another? Yes, another. Run for cover. Where? To a room in the barrack. Too late. The storm had been there, wreaking havoc, air full of dust, sand on all surfaces, floor, tables, chairs, stoves, shelves, clothes, beds, all gritty. Where to go? Where can we go? We're trapped already, remember? And the fence is no help. Everyone, the jailed and the jailers, are reduced to helplessness. What to do? What can we do? Not a thing. Maybe curse and wait out the storm.